All right, brother. Whenever you're ready, we're episode 140.
140. Let me write that down. Okay. You ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready, Miss Adriante?
I sure am.
All right, here we
I,
go. Oh,
I
you sound
turned
great.
her,
Oh,
yeah, I turned her vocals up on the setting, so she should sound real good now.
turn my headphones up. What? All right, here we go. You said 140, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wrasslecast. This is episode 140. I'm Samuel Kalunga, and with me, as always, is the Don of the Wrasslecast, Mr. Don De Laurenti.
Hey, good evening, folks. Welcome to the Wrasslecast.
And joining us once again, we are without our partner in crime, Miss Three Sheets, aka Don, aka Dee Dee. She's not with us today. Have you have
Shout
you
out
have
to.
you heard from her?
I have not heard from her. I did see a Snapchat where she was getting on the boat to go on her cruise. They were at the port. It looked like they were in Florida. It looked like maybe it was South Carolina. And so they were, doing things that people do before the cruise takes off, playing little games and stuff like that. So looks like she was about to have a good time.
She should be like who was it? Was it Mark? No, it was Mark Madden. Who used to do the road report on WCW?
Oh, the cruise guy. Yeah, his actual name was Cruz. Or Todd Hudson, maybe. Think
No,
about
hold
him.
on. He's because I think he's also the guy who did the voice of Tony the Tiger.
Oh, Lee Marshall?
Lee Marshall, yeah, the Lee Marshall road report. Dee should be our Lee Marshall. All right. So yeah, so we have a special guest, Miss Adriante.
Hello.
Hello.
Uh,
So usually, what we do here on the Wrestlecast, I'm not sure if you're a listener or not. For a first time guest, are you a first time guest?
yes.
Okay. For first time guests, we have people. Um, we have our first time guests give their origin story, like how you got into wrestling, what made you like it, and why you continue to watch today.
Well, I've been watching wrestling since the third grade. Um, and I'm a junior in college now, so like 11 years or so. Um, I got into it because of my brothers. They watched it, and the guys in my family. So that's how I got into it. I just started watching it, and I just never stopped. So I've been to every live show that's come to Baltimore since third grade.
Oh wow, awesome! Hmm. So you're a Baltimore gal.
Yes, I'm
Okay,
originally from Baltimore.
all right, that's awesome.
So, who's your favorite wrestler growing up?
Growing up, I'd say Shawn Michaels. I was a big DX fan, still am, of course, but big DX, and then John Cena. I from the heart, John Cena, June 27th, 2002. He debuted. So John
Wow,
Cena. Yep.
well, that's cool. Well, now we're glad to have you here with us tonight. We're gonna run through Raw and SmackDown, NXT, some Lucha Underground, and some 205 Live, and whatever else that Don decides to do. So just jump in whenever you feel the urge, okay?
Okay.
All right. So we have no news this week. Don, do you have any news? Anything at all?
I got nothing for you this week, man.
Okay, creative. All right, here we go. Monday Night Raw, live from the Staples Center. Can you hear me okay?
Hmm.
Oh, you're great. Yeah.
Monday Night Raw, live from the Staples Center. Roman Reigns comes down to cut a more than 20-minute promo. A "We Want Strowman" chant starts. He calls Strowman a coward for attacking him when he was down. Roman accepts Strowman's challenge. Then all of a sudden, Scott Steiner's music plays. Never mind, it's just an ambulance. Roman goes over to it like an idiot, opens up the back door, and it's empty. And of course, it's empty because Strowman was driving it. Strowman attacks him from the side. The two men brawl on the stage. Braun picks up Roman and throws him into the side of the ambulance off the stage. He shoves him in the back of the ambulance and watches it drive off. So who's driving it this time? Does Strowman have an accomplice?
Yes, he does. That's a very good question.
Hmm. Maybe it's Kurt Angle. I don't know. Maybe it's the same guy who's beating up Cass. So, good lord, what was that?
Oh, that was good stuff right there, man.
Oh, okay, keep that to yourself. All right, so
No, I was talking about the original Angle
oh, okay. So
Roman getting.
The goddamn drifter is in the ring with Sheamus and Cesaro. The three are going to sing us a song. The drifter begins to string his guitar. No, he gets to strum his guitar, but the Hardy Boys interrupt. Thank God. Finn Balor also joins them. The six guys have a match, and it's a match, nothing more. Some guy from Transformers is on commentary. Don, do you know who this fellow is?
No, I'm the wrong guy for acting.
It's James something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
don't ask.
he was on the Dan Patrick show recently, and he mentioned and he did a hot take talking about LeBron's not even the best guy on his team.
Right.
And they really got on him for that. That was so funny. But yeah, it was that same dude. So anyway, he's there to plug an upcoming WWE Studios movie. The fight moves to the outside. A man hits a twist of fate on Sheamus while Jeff takes out the Drifter with a dive. Finn hits the coup de grace on Cesaro in the ring, and the good guys win. Every time he does this thing, I get really scared because when he does it, sometimes he lands awkwardly, and he's gonna twist his ankle or do something.
I was about to say, you think he's gonna hurt his ankle?
Yeah, that's what it because when he did it to Cesaro, it looked like he landed funny.
I'm just upset that they interrupted my chance to see Cesaro get his chance to sing. It looked like he was ready.
Sheamus was the one who looked like he did not want to be there. Did you see the faces he was making?
That's because Sheamus doesn't understand that the Drifter is over. Cesaro understood.
Hey, Sheamus didn't know that Michael Jordan was a basketball player. He thought he was an actor in Space Jam.
Oh,
well, hey, he's not from this country. He has an excuse.
Yeah.
Wade Barrett was the one who schooled him, and he's not from this country either.
Well, you know, England is a little bit more into the basketball than Scotland is. I'm probably sure.
If you ever want to see that, that's the Ride Along. This episode of Ride Along that they did together. It was funny. So there's another Goldust promo. He quotes Beetlejuice. It's showtime. He says it's the grand finale, and tonight he's going to put the finishing touches on his masterpiece. So Goldust comes down for his match. He has his own film operator with him, all decked in gold in a nice gold suit. Goldust is decked out in gear similar to what he originally wore during his debut. It's not quite the same, though, as it isn't super tight on the crotch.
And it doesn't have the wig.
Or the robe.
Yeah, or Marlena.
He didn't do the thing with the...
Right?
Yeah, see, you can't get away with that in the PG era. That if it was PG-14 like it used to be, then yeah, we could have got all that.
If you ever decide to go look at it, go look at his debut. That suit he was wearing was just way too tight in his crotch. You could see pretty much everything. It's creepy. So R-Truth comes down, and Goldust uses his film operator as a barrier as R-Truth wants to kick his ass. Goldust jumps R-Truth before the match can start, and he leaves in the lane. So we're probably going to see this at Great Balls of Fire.
I hope that on Monday night they show the cameraman's version of him beating him up.
Right? Oh yeah, from the video, or at least have that like a network exclusive or YouTube at least or something.
Yeah. At least make some use of the dude actually being out there.
Right. Okay, so Dasha interviews Paul Heyman while he's cutting his promo. Joey Samoa.
That's not Dasha. What are you doing?
They're all the same. It's
Charlie Caruso.
It's a cute Latino brunette. How is it not Dasha?
Charlie Caruso is Raw. Dasha is SmackDown. It's not that hard when you don't want to antagonize me. It's not that hard.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter. Hashtag please hit the Caruso.
So anyway, while he's cutting his promo, Joey Samoa jumps him and teases the clutch, and then whispers to him. He sings him the whisper song. He says he's saving it for Brock, and he isn't going to waste it on Paul. He then sends him on his way.
Again, you speak ill of Samoa Joe's name, he will make his way in your vicinity. You will smell his
Mhm.
cologne.
Right. So the commentators announce a women's gauntlet match. Kurt is backstage and he brings out the old school tumbler, and Bailey draws a ball. And I don't know if you noticed this, but there were a gang of boos whenever she came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a gang of boos when they put her up on the screen to draw her balls. I was
Mhm.
like, oh my god, this is blasphemy. It's the NXT guy here. This is just
So apparently, get this, Izzy has been seen at WWE shows wearing an Alexa Bliss shirt.
times are changing, man. I mean, I can't say that I did not see this coming for Alexa
It,
Bliss.
it,
I
it's,
tried to
it's
tell y'all like 6 months ago
it's not
that
it's not Bailey. It's how they book her. They book her out to be this
Yeah.
enormous geek.
right. Well, they gave her the belt too fast. They didn't. The whole Bailey thing is to show. Actually, they're doing with Nia Jax what they should have been doing with Bailey. Like it
You know,
looks like
like
she's going to get a title shot, and then she gets kind of stunted at all these turns.
yeah. See, that's what they were doing to her in NXT, right?
Right.
Okay, so like I remember, what was it? Who was I getting to? Oh, the moment it started for me is when she won the title, and then they asked her to give it back. She's like, "You're right. I don't deserve this title, but I'm keeping it." That was the beginning of the end for me. That's when I was
Mm.
like, "Oh, she's becoming a geek."
I mean, she's too nice. And then with the Extreme Rules thing, I went to Extreme Rules and it was so bad. Like she got the kendo stick, but she didn't even get a shot in with it.
Yeah, because like Alexa took it away from her too fast. Maybe they wanted to like let her have some time, but then Alexa was too quick or something.
Mhm.
That's the only thing I'm guessing.
It was, I don't know, but I don't know. She's just too nice. Like, I mean, you can be nice, but you got to have a mean streak in you, so to
Right.
spice up your character a little bit.
Well, we'll see. I think it may be it between her and Becky Lynch. It's about to happen between one of them.
Right.
Hmm.
Okay, so now the moment we've all been waiting for, Don. So, Miz TV. Surprisingly, Maurice is still with him. From what I heard, they're trying to phase her out.
I hope not. I hope they
Yeah, those two are
somebody
great
came to their
together.
senses.
They're
Yeah,
really good together.
and she can enhance like Axel and Bo Dallas when they have their matches too, if need be.
Hey, she's already had enough things enhanced. Okay, we don't. Come on. So anyway, so Maurice is there. She's still giving him the cold shoulder. Miz calls down LeVar Ball and his younger son. LeVar is more enthusiastic than 99% of the WWE roster. He's actually quite the character. Like
he,
this
he
dude
Yes.
he was really into it.
yeah, he walked in the company and was like the third best heel on Raw
I
from off the
wonder
street.
if they gave him a script or they just told him to go out there and be LeVar.
From what I hear, they just told him to go out there.
Oh man, he had from the moment he took those two steps out there and he felt those people looking at him and that adrenaline came over him and he ran down to the ring. I was
Hmm.
like, oh yes, this is about to be the best worst segment in the history of Raw.
Have you did you see the memes? And one of the memes was like they had the gif of that, and they're like, "This is me." Whenever they put out new spicy chicken at Popeyes.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. Everything about it was great.
It was
Even
so good.
even the
Hold on, we're getting there.
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
So like he announces Lonzo down. Miz interviews the family, calls Lonzo the face of the Lakers. Miz goes to announce a partnership between the Ball family and himself. LeVar says Miz is not on their level. To get into it a bit, LeVar says that Miz stands for misinterpreted zone and a million zippers. That was a good one. Miz calls himself the Michael Jordan of the WWE. The two stare down. They remove their shirts. Dean Ambrose comes out, and
Oh,
then it happens.
it happened.
The look on Dean Ambrose's face was priceless. Don, will you describe what happened here?
Oh, the exact phrase was kick that nigga ass. Kick that
He
nigga
said it
ass.
twice.
Yeah. It was great. It was fantastic.
So
It was like
from whatever, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was just saying it was fantastic. It was the exact cherry on top of everything that was Big Baller Brand on Raw.
So like somebody, someone that I know of, like got a text saying from like one of the WWE production, in all caps saying, "Oh my God, did that make air?"
Oh yeah, it definitely made air.
Oh, it
Yeah.
definitely made air. Your senses was not ready for that one.
But yeah, somebody in the truck actually texted that out. That was so funny.
But if you ever notice from the very beginning when Lamelo comes out there and then he's sitting out there, then they call Lonzo out there. When Lonzo gets out there, he's the Lamelo's like hitting the mic
He's
like
beating his mic, and yeah,
and like Lonzo's like chill out. So you can already see like we might have a loose cannon with that one.
So yeah, so Dean Ambrose, did you see the look on Dean Ambrose's face?
I
Oh
did
my
not
god.
catch Dean Ambrose's face because I was too busy on the Rawcast, but everybody trying to like decipher like, did he just say that? Did he just say
Yeah,
what did
Dean
he
Ambrose had like the biggest what the fuck face. So he comes out, and they get through the rest of this really quickly, and they just cut it. He just comes out, like he's wearing the big baller shirt, mentions that he's the guy who partnered with the Ball family because he actually has balls like the Miz, and he likes free T-shirts. And then that was pretty much the end of it.
They had to cut it.
They
It
cut
was
that.
probably supposed to be more.
Yeah, there were definitely supposed to be more. Even like later on, like when they had the match, the Ball family was supposed to be at ringside, and they were supposed to get involved somehow.
So they said, you know what? Just go backstage. Go home.
Oh, I heard they were hot. Vince McMahon was hot.
Oh yeah, well, that wasn't written in his script this time, unlike when he said it.
Yeah.
It's fine when
And
he
when he
says
said
it.
it, and when he said it, it was on pay per view, so you had to see, like you actually had to pay to hear him be racist.
He
So
had to
it's
say it.
different.
He said it to John Cena. Booker T said it right there.
Wait, did you say it to Booker T or I know Booker T was like, did he tell me he didn't just say that? But was he
I
just
know.
around or what?
Yeah,
No,
it was him and
They were
Charmaine.
all. Yeah, they were all in the room together.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I thought he was just like hanging out and he just heard it somehow.
Why
No,
is
no, 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 no. You remember like when Vince used to be like the main GM or whatever, and he used to always have everybody come back, and he had his office always set up in the back with the couch. Like during that time, he was messing with Trish and all that. This was when all that was going down.
Jeez.
why is Booker T always present when this work is being said?
Yo, he was on commentary this time too.
He was on commentary. He was around when Vince McMahon said it, and he said it.
So, see, the Miz
Thank
and
you,
his.
thank you, LeVar Ball, for that 10 minutes of greatness and a gift that will last forever because that run into the ring is going to be infamous.
And the shirt taking off with the hands.
Oh yeah,
The karate.
yeah. Like I might post that during like the Black Panther premiere. Like, this is me on the way to see Black Panther. Okay, so the Miz and his entourage, who are known as the Miztourage, is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Okay. So the Miz and his entourage are up against Dean Ambrose, Heath Slater, and Rhino. Let's see. The match ends when I wrote Booker here for some reason. When Rhino gives Bo a spine buster for a 2 count. Axel punches Rhino in the face. Bo rolls him up, and the Miztourage get the victory off the
Distraction finish. Take your drinks if you may.
All right, hold on. Let me drink my water.
First one's for DD.
Pour some out for Didi. Yeah. All right, so Enzo come out. Says he and Cass were brothers. And blah, blah, blah. He calls out Cass. Cass comes out. He says he feels bad for what he did and he apologizes. Enzo foolishly accepts the apology even after he spent the last month getting his ass beat from behind by Cass. The two do their shtick. It seems like all is right with the world. Then on stage, Cass lariats Enzo to a mixed reaction of both boos and cheers. Cass rolls Enzo down the ramp, and that was pretty much it.
He didn't roll him down the ramp. He
Sure?
struggled. He struggled. He press slammed him and threw him down the
See, I was
ramp.
typing, and then I just saw him rolling down the ramp.
No, the thing here is okay. So Enzo comes out, whatever. He does this thing, and he kind of like pauses, and everybody's like, oh. So he does his little promo or whatever. And then when Cass comes out, They're all booing him, and the first thing I noticed he did to kind of deal with the booze was he threw the big fist up like Kevin Nash when he was a Big Daddy Cool.
Ah, sweet.
Mhm.
I was like, oh, he's trying to embrace it.
So Sasha Banks is in an anti-smoking ad, which is funny because she is smoking hot. Just wanted to throw that out there. Cass gives. Oh
She'll be
yeah, so
performing here every Friday, folks.
yeah,
Every Friday.
try the veal. Yeah. So anyway, we come back and Cass gets getting in Corey Graves' face, warning him the state of his business, and alleges that Corey has the dirt on Kurt. Okay, so Seth Rollins comes out. He's in the ring with JD Roth from the Game Pro TV show. Oh wait, that's Kurt Hawkins. Never mind. I guess these two are going to have a match. Seth makes short work of Hawkins. Bray appears on the Titantron, cuts a squeaky promo, and that's pretty much it.
I think that this was something that they might want to do with Seth Rollins from time to time. Is give him like
A
a
jobber.
jobber match a month or so.
Poor Kurt Hawkins.
Because like he's still trying to work into this babyface thing, and he needs some guys that he can kind of show off his moveset to get people in the kind of mindset to cheer him because people are still kind of iffy on him. But when he gets in a match like this and he gets to pull off all those cool ass moves he can do, it's not really that hard to start cheering for him then.
Right. So Dana Brooke and Mickey James were picking numbers from the Tumblr, while Kurt is in the background texting his jump off. Brock Lesnar has arrived, and now Sasha draws from the Tumblr. Paul Heyman is in the ring. He calls Samoa Joe a Samoan dumbass. He's saying things to go, Joe, in the coming down. This is the moment you'll all be talking about tomorrow. Not likely after we saw what we saw earlier. Brock comes down while he poses on the stage. Joey Samoa comes out and locks in the coquina clutch. The Revival come out and pull Joe off Brock before Brock could fade. The purple ropes went up, and I took a break.
Whoa. Just gonna blow past like
All
probably the
right.
second best thing on the whole show.
So say, come on, speak.
I thought this was great. Brock Lesnar does a fantastic job of guys that can actually be threats to him, making them actual threats to him. Because that man was almost purple. He does that sweating thing too, where it looked like he was legitimately about to pass out, and he couldn't catch his breath, like on when he was on that one knee when they were about to go to a commercial break, and they almost tore down the whole set when he was trying to get out, and he was banging up against the LED board. I thought the Titantron was going to come down.
I did too.
I'm glad it just wasn't just me.
Yeah.
Okay, so the purple ropes go up, and I take a break. If you want to talk about this, go ahead, because I really have nothing to say about it.
Lindsay Dorado versus Neville. Neville locks on the rings of Neville, and he gets a submission victory.
All right, that was easy. Well, didn't Titus O'Neil come out and speak a few words or something? Was it?
Yeah, that was afterwards. That Tozawa was in the front row. Neville kind of calls him out. Tozawa jumps in the ring. They're getting ready to kind of face off, and then Titus comes out and was like, "Whoa, what are y'all gonna do? Don't be fighting for free right here on TV." Tozawa, I got you a cruiserweight title match at Great Balls of Fire, and we'll see, which one is better, the Neville level or the power of Tozawa. And Tozawa is officially a part of the Titus brand, so now they're Titus Worldwide.
Did you ever see the Great White Hype?
Yes.
Yeah, when at the end when they start fighting, Sam Jackson's like, "Don't give away what you can sell." That's pretty much Titus right here.
Like I said, he's trying to work the famous B, kind of Stokely Carmichael.
God, famous B. Stokely Hathaway, yes.
Excuse me. It's not Hathaway. It's Stokely Hathaway, excuse me. Trying to work that kind of gimmick, but yeah, he's still kind of working on it.
Hathaway as Stokely Hathaway, it's just great. When Timothy Thatcher lost the title, and Stokely Hathaway was clutching onto the belt, and even he wouldn't give it up. They had to yank it away from him. And they were dragging him. He was holding on to that thing. They were dragging him behind. It was so freaking great. Okay, so Emma draws from the Tumblr. Interview person interviews Paul Heyman. He says that Samoans are strong warrior people who get in your face and are strong and whatnot. Joe isn't like that because he has to sneak up on people. Okay, so Naya is seen leaving Kurt's office. Alexa asks what number she got. Naya won't tell her. Alexa says that the two are exactly alike because all her life she's been judged, just like Naya. Naya is like half rolling her eyes at all this. Naya is like that friend who, like, while they kind of have your back, but they'll also call you out on stuff. She's like, that's the kind of relationship she has with Alexa, probably.
Mm-hmm.
So Naya tells Alexa that she'll see her and her title at Great Balls of Fire. Okay, so the women's gauntlet match begins. Bailey is out first. Naya is second. Bailey and Naya go toe to toe. After a good exchange, Naya Samoa drops Bailey and eliminates her. Mickey James comes out. Naya locks Mickey in a bear hug. Mickey tries to sunset flip Naya, but Naya snatches her. Bear hugs her again. Mickey makes a comeback, but Naya eventually mows her over and gets the pin. Dana Brooke comes out. Naya does her customary run into the ring post, of course, which she always does. Makes a short comeback. Leg drops Dana. That's it. The crowd pops. They're getting behind Naya. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah. So Emma. Wait, did I say Emma comes down? Okay, Emma
Nope,
comes
Emma's
out.
next. Yep.
Emma does a dive off the top rope. Naya catches her. Samoan drops her and gets the pin. The crowd pops. And then Sasha Banks has to come out and just ruin it all. So
Yeah, this was the like mixed emotion part of the evening because one, it's a freaking bay off. I hate when they make the bays wrestle each other.
okay, so yeah, I'll explain what I liked and what I didn't like about it in a minute. I actually took copious notes for this one.
Got the
So
blow by blow.
yeah, they were doing Nia. Oh yeah, so they were doing Nia the way they should have been. They should have been doing her as a monster who just steamrolls everyone. Then Sasha gets in there and they kind of expose like her flaws because it's kind of like Goldberg. You don't want Goldberg in there having like a long ass match, just in and out quick, right? Same thing with Nia. So she dove. There's a part where she runs at Nia and runs at Sasha and Sasha sidesteps her. But if you watch the tape, you can see that Nia is like not even aiming at Sasha. She's like actually aiming towards the floor. So when she sidesteps her, it just looks completely phony. Let's see here. So almost like she didn't trust Sasha to sidestep, so she did it herself. So she gave her enough room to just barrel past. So the match rolls on. Both women get some offense in. Nia tosses Sasha outside, and Nia makes the ref count. Sasha gets in at 9. Nia throws Sasha out. Sasha lands funny like a ragdoll. That was funny. So instead of brutalizing Sasha and going for the pin, Nia brutalizes Sasha and keeps trying to get her counted out. She does this at least 4 times, maybe 3. And I'm just like screaming, go for the pin instead of doing all this crap. So Nia gets her in a bear hug and ragdolls her, finally goes for the pin, but to no avail. Sasha is able to get a choke in, but then Nia is able to get her up for a big suplex. She goes for a second one, but Sasha blocks it. She goes behind Nia. Nia tries a leg drop, but misses. Sasha hits a no. So okay, so the Shining Wizard is against the ropes, right? The turnbuckle. Don.
I don't necessarily believe a shining wizard necessarily has to be against the ropes
Okay,
per se.
because I'm trying to see if this is a Shining Wizard or a Kinshasa.
It's the same thing, dude.
No, because like I said, like I've always thought a Shining Wizard would be like against you prop someone against a turnbuckle and just run
Oh
into them.
no. It's to me, it's the same move. It's just that because it's Shinsuke's move, it has a little bit more panache to it.
Okay, so we're calling it the Shining Wizard then.
Yes, for
Okay.
sakes and purposes.
Okay, so she hits the Shining Wizard. Nia hits Sasha with a Samoan drop, but Sasha rolls to the apron to avoid the pin. Sasha rolls behind Nia for a standing bank statement, which eventually drops Nia down to her knees. After going through 4 women, Nia taps out. So here's my thing. On one hand, I can see how they're telling a story with this match by having Nia dominate the others and then having Sasha pull off this great comeback. But on the other hand, it seems like by doing this and making Nia look strong this way, and then killing her, it also makes the other women look like huge geeks. Because in the process, you're making Sasha look strong, but making Nia into a geek as well.
Mm, it's not necessarily about making Nia look like a geek. Actually, what they did was they accomplished actually what they wanted to do. They finally made Nia look like the killer. It wasn't she injured everybody. She just barreled through everybody in a gauntlet match. So they got, like you said, about a third match, kind of everybody was kind of behind her. So by the time you get to this last match, when Sasha Banks wins, it's kind of like, oh man, the sentiment is people walking out like, dang, you know what? I really wanted Nia Jax to win. She was looking good. I was behind her. I was rooting for her. So now what happens is everybody gets this match with Alexa and whatever, but now you got all these people anticipating, oh, when's Nia gonna get her chance? Because she did so good on Raw a couple of weeks ago.
Now, that's the thing, though. The thing is, like, knowing the way these writers are, they're just going to drop this. Nia's just going to go back to being, like, just
I don't
nobody.
think that they can't because they then teased it for too long. Like you know what I'm saying? Like they can't have. I mean, the whole game is to have Alexa try to have all these people jump in front of her, but they gotta pay it off. So it'll happen.
I don't know. I mean, I really don't see, because I have no faith in this writing crew.
Now, it might not happen in Nia Jax winning the belt, but is this as long as she can get the match? I think for right now, that's what the people will be satisfied with. And then you can also say the people can look at it and say, well, you know what? She was like from the very first match to the very last match, she is a big girl. She was tired. Sasha came in there fresh. You know what I'm saying? So there's kind of built-in excuse for Nia to have the sympathy of the people where it's not like, oh, she looks stupid because she didn't win.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, we'll see what happens next week. We'll see how they do. It's kind of funny. This whole show felt like a go home show, but it's not because we still have another week.
Right.
So maybe they just figured no one was going to watch next week because of the holiday.
Yeah, the holiday.
Weekend.
Yeah, Adriante, what do you think about it? Since
Well,
you're a member of the Glow.
I wanted Sasha to win, so it all worked out for me. I mean, I like Nia Jax, but I just think she's everything Awesome Kong was supposed to be in the WWE.
Oh, Karma. Yeah.
Yeah, Karma. So I just think she fills that role. So I mean, I wanted Sasha to win. I felt like she was going to win, but so it all worked out for me.
All right.
Well, I'm kind of glad that they're kind of, because they were really, really cold on Sasha for a long time. It was like a stretch where like she wasn't getting anything.
She was like the ring girl for Rick Swan.
Oh yeah, she was losing matches. She was losing matches to Alicia Fox. I mean, come on.
Well, that's because we had a new star come on the horizon, come over there to Raw, and
I'm gonna mute you in a minute, Don.
blowing people out of the water.
God.
So you know what I'm saying?
3 foot midget.
Hey man, don't hate the player, hate the game.
Lord. Anyway, so that's your Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, Alexa came down. She poses.
Oh yeah,
Sasha's face.
You know what? I actually written that down. I just don't know why it got cut off. No, I'm serious. Like I really did write that down. So yeah, Alexa comes out and holds the title up, and then she gets in her face, and then Sasha drop kicks her, and then she holds the title up, and then drops it again, and that's how he faded to black. Also, Kurt was like holding up her arm in victory.
Yeah. She was mocking her, like, "You want your title? Oh no, you can't have it. It's fine. You want your title? Oh no, you can't have it. It's fine." So, like I think Alexa and Sasha really don't like each other. Like I think there's a little something there in real life between those two, and I think that's the reason why we get in this match so soon. Because I think they're trying to capitalize on the real kind of little bit of heat they got. So the promo this week should be better than This Is Your Life.
Oh, please let it be better than This Is Your Life.
God.
Yeah, that might be the most entertaining thing that comes out of this week's Raw is what Alexa Bliss comes up with now that she knows she's going to wrestle Sasha Banks. And she has to cut that last promo. So,
okay, so
I'm looking forward to it.
SmackDown Live.
SmackDown Live coming to you from San Diego, California. We have Dan Bryan comes out and he says stays for tonight. He's announcing the two biggest matches, which are Naomi versus Lana for the SmackDown Women's title and the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match, the remix. So Carmella comes out to object to the ruling and state her case to Bryan's face. Why she should remain the Money in the Bank briefcase holder. After she states her case, Daniel says he hasn't changed his mind. Ellsworth steps up, and Bryan tells Ellsworth that he's banned from the building, which leads to security coming out, chasing Ellsworth around the ring and removing him. So we get the Hype Bros versus the Usos.
Hmm.
What was your
Nothing. I just don't like Carmella. Go ahead.
Oh, good. It's working. The Hype Bros versus the Usos. The Usos get the win with Frog Splash. Most of this match took place in the commercial break with no sound. At the end of the match, New Day comes out and they make a challenge at Battleground. They want a rematch for the belts. The Usos accept in the form of like a back and forth rhyme, and then Kofi comes back with his own rhyme. So that was pretty good entertainment. New Day would make Ren DMC and Jadakiss and Styles P proud with their back and forth flow. Next, we get Fashion Vice segment where Breezango are interrogating the Ascension, who are denying all the charges. Fandango tries to bribe the Ascension by offering them Eddie Money tickets. Breezango then comes in and offers the Ascension iced tea and a cheese platter. During this interrogation, the Fashion Vice office gets wrecked again. Breezango go to investigate, and while they are investigating, the Ascension enjoy the cheese platter and sneak the Eddie Money tickets. So that was pretty funny. We get Lana versus Naomi, SmackDown Women's title match. Lana attacks Naomi from behind during the introductions. Lana hits the hammerlock spinebuster, but only gets a near fall. Naomi then hits Lana with a kick to the head. Naomi follows that up with the split-legged moonsault, and Naomi gets the win. I really thought that this was the way that they should have booked the Money in the Bank match that they had.
Mhm.
Since it was Lana's like very first match, like she should have tried to be sneaky. It didn't work, and then Naomi just crushed her ass. But they waited till this week. We get a Becky Lynch promo about getting a fair shot during tonight's Money in the Bank ladder match. Next, Aiden English is in the ring, and of course, he wants to sing. But Randy Orton, he has other ideas. Orton tells English to leave the ring. English refused, and he got an RKO for his troubles. Orton pulls up a chair and said he's not leaving the ring until he gets what he wants. Orton wants a rematch for the title, and if he doesn't get one, he says he's going to beat down Jinder Mahal everywhere he goes. Shane finally comes down to the ring, and he tells Randy they can't have this type of behavior on SmackDown. Orton says fire him because he has no problem buying a ticket if it means he gets a chance to get his hands on Jinder. Shane agrees that the Singh brothers and Jinder crossed the line, similar to the time when Randy booted Vince in the head. Shane says that he will grant Orton his rematch at Battleground, but Jinder gets to choose what kind of match they have. Jinder comes out to the ramp with the Singh brothers. Jinder runs down Orton and Shane for how he runs down SmackDown. Jinder doesn't feel that he owes Orton a rematch, but he will wrestle him in a match that his hero, the Great Khali, created. Jinder tells Orton he will defend the title in a Punjabi prison match. Any thoughts on the return of the Punjabi prison match? Do you remember the original?
Are they banking on people not remembering this? Because there were two of them, and they were both awful.
Yeah, because they had Big Show and Undertaker, because Khali couldn't do
He
it.
got hurt, yeah.
Oh, and then they had Khali and Batista.
But you did have guys who are like kind of big and huge. So maybe with some guys that aren't quite as big and huge, it might not be such a bad match. Looks like it's gonna be hard to film though, because you know the cage inside of a cage inside of a ring. There's a lot of layers there you have to film through. But I'm excited. It's something different.
Yeah. Well, to bring back, well, kind of, because he's an Indian and then the Punjabi prison, so I guess.
Oh, yeah. So next, AJ Styles is talking to Daniel Bryan about Kevin Owens' open challenge from last week. Kevin Owens walks in and says his challenge is open to people that he hasn't beaten. Bryan then makes an Independence Day Battle Royal next week, and the winner will face Kevin Owens at Battleground for the U.S. title. Of course, Kevin Owens is like, oh, this is just the worst decision you've ever made. AJ Styles reaffirms Daniel Bryan by saying, oh, no, dude, you've made worse. So that was pretty good. Next, we get Mike and Maria Kanellis. They come out to do their love gimmick when they're interrupted by Sami Zayn's ring music, and Zayn makes his way to the ring. So we get Baron Corbin versus Sami Zayn. Sami fights. Um, uh, he fights down off the turnbuckle because he got put up there by Corbin. Corbin was, he punches his way off, got Corbin off the turnbuckle. He gets down off the turnbuckle, but then he gets scooped up into the end of days, and Corbin gets the pinfall. Next, we have a Nakamura backstage interview on Corbin. And Sam, you would appreciate Nakamura was facing the television when he was watching backstage. I don't know if you saw that or not. Next, we have Charlotte, Carmella, Becky, Tamina, and Natty in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, the remix. Ellsworth jumps the barricade and sets up a ladder and tries to get Carmella to get on her feet to get the briefcase. Ellsworth climbs the ladder himself. When Becky comes back in the ring, it pushes the ladder over, and Ellsworth prices himself on the top rope. Becky starts to climb the ladder again when Carmella yanks Becky off. That leads to Becky tweaking her knee. Becky tries to climb the ladder again, but this time Carmella hits her on the knee with the chair and gives her another chair shot to the back for good measure. Carmella then climbs the ladder and captures the briefcase to win the Money in the Bank ladder match.
I think that they should have done that at Money in the Bank. Have her win it cleanly.
Correct. The
Um,
way the way they booked this was like, hey, if I would have done this 2 weeks ago, we wouldn't even have to go through all this.
yeah, I mean, I guess she caught a little bit more heat because of Ellsworth in these past couple weeks, so I guess they built that up a little bit. But I think she should have won it clean at Money in the Bank.
Yeah, yeah, it would have made for less harsh feelings among their female fans, women fans for sure, because it just felt empty with such a big match and a big deal and something that you know a lot of people probably thought would never happen, and
Hmm.
then to have Ellsworth kind of steal their moment from him wasn't the best idea for them outside of just creating a rating for TV.
I don't like Ellsworth at all. He should have left right after Dean, right after his little thing with Dean Ambrose. He just should have just phased Ellsworth out.
But I mean, he's basically like the closest thing we have to like a manager
And that's
for
sad.
SmackDown. I mean, in a way, he's like a new age manager in a way.
Yeah.
So it's kind of reverse. Usually we're used to having the ladies be the valets, but he's her valet. So, kind
Hmm.
of a role reversal. And then they kind of pick on him and treat him kind of like he's in the women's division, the way they talk about him
Oh.
and talk to him.
Hmm.
But you know what these two matches have actually sparked my interest for? I want to see Charlotte and Tamina wrestle because they had some pretty good interactions in these two ladder matches.
Oh, I really want to see Charlotte and Naomi, but I guess it's too soon. But I really want to see it.
Again, you mean?
Yes.
Maybe SummerSlam. They may they may heat Charlotte up here after this because she's kind of been kind of floundering. I don't think they understand what they want to do with her yet.
Mm. Oh, you bring the
Because
big star from Raw, put her on SmackDown with I don't know.
well, they kind of made her babyface, and that's not
Yeah,
really her. That's not really her thing.
at all.
So
Well, they really didn't have a choice, I guess.
probably, I guess,
I
but
guess.
she'll make her way back over to where she naturally belongs, and
Hopefully.
everything will be all good for her. So that was SmackDown. Sam, did you get a chance to watch it? Anything you want to say?
Not in watching any of this.
Oh, okay, Um, Next week we're gonna have a on July 4th. It's gonna be the return of our guest's favorite wrestler of all time.
Big Match John.
So, how do you feel about this? What are you expecting to see and hear?
Well, I don't know how to feel about selling him as like a free agent. So is he supposed to be on like be able to choose whether he wants to be on Raw or SmackDown? Is that how that's working?
I guess we'll find out on
Yeah,
Tuesday. But to me, it seems like he would just be able to float back and forth between
between the
whatever
two
he wanted
shows.
to do. Yeah,
I mean, it's John Cena.
right.
So
What's the over and under that he's not going to come out looking like Uncle Sam?
oh, that's I don't even know, but it's definitely gonna happen. That's his new gear, red, white, and blue. It's the Fourth of
So he's gonna have
July.
a rap battle or something with somebody or what?
He's not going to have a rap battle.
Who?
The New Day and the Usos are going to
Oh,
have a rap
okay.
battle.
I
So there's
really
somebody.
was.
Okay, some idiot mentioned John Cena in a rap
Now, if
battle.
John Cena, now somebody was like John Cena should be like the judge or the overall MC of the rap battle, like the guy in the middle, of the rap battle. That would be pretty cool.
Hmm.
Wait,
Um, I don't know, Adriante, if you listen to Something to Wrestle With, Bruce Pritchard
no.
podcast, but last Friday, they did the rise of John Cena. So they basically talked about how they recruited him, his background as far as football. The first
Hmm.
time they said the first time Vince saw him in the back was like, "Hey, get that walking steroid billboard out of here." And Bruce Pritchard was like, Vince, yeah, we just signed. He said first he's cleaning to whistle, and we just signed this guy. And he was like, "Huh, what?" And he was like, okay, well, get him out of my sight. So
Apparently, I
yeah.
mean, I didn't hear it, but I know apparently they were very high on him ever since they saw him because he was before he went to OVW. He was in the California Indies.
Hmm.
Guess he had
Well,
matches with Randy Orton out there.
well, Bruce Pritchard and Vince weren't that high on him because they thought he was on the juice. JR was the one, and Jim Cornette was the one who were high on him because they saw his athleticism and his football background and all that stuff. That's the reason why they were so high on him. But Vince and Bruce Pritchard were like, "Oh no, he's on steroids and blah blah blah."
Yeah,
So
I remember seeing him in like the magazines. They were like a lot of the indie magazine and stuff. They were really high on him when he was the prototype,
right,
and like they
right.
did like a whole spread on him. And I was like, who is this guy? Why is he in my magazine?
But yeah, it's like 3 hours, but it basically goes up through 2004, I guess, to where he's rapping and he wins the U.S. title. Kind of goes up
Yeah, I
until
know
that
that.
point. Yeah, kind of goes up into that point, and then they'll have a second part where they kind of go from there. They get just short of the crime time part. That's what I was hoping they were going to get to, but they didn't quite get there.
Mm.
When he told what's his name, he took. Do you hear the JTG? He took away his something. He was gonna because JTG in one of his interviews mentioned hustle, loyalty, respect, or something, and John
Hmm.
Cena took that as a knock, and so they were gonna push JTG, and apparently John Cena halted that push.
Yeah, that was the first time that anybody had heard that John Cena had any type of like stroke.
Cool,
Was
yeah.
apparently yeah, yep. So yeah, if you guys are John Cena fans, I would especially advise y'all to check that out. It's just a good trip down memory lane back to when we actually did like John Cena.
We still do.
Some of us still do.
We still do.
So I was never a John Cena fan at all.
Really? Not even
Never,
like,
What?
not even when he
never.
got the like rub from the Undertaker when the Undertaker
Oh
came
god,
out and
no!
shook his
That made
hand.
me hate him even worse.
Like not
Oh
even the
man.
rapping, like not the
Nothing, none of it.
jerseys, like not never.
Well, maybe like heel John Cena, like early John Cena, he was okay
Okay.
then. When he was
When he
coming
was
out,
healed for
when he
like
came out with
3 weeks.
when he came out with like Whoopi Cannon and them.
Yeah, when he was healed for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Actually,
And
like
then ever
his his face turn. I don't know. I don't know if they mentioned this on the podcast, but his face turn originally, um, he was in there. I forgot how he turned face, but I remember they filmed this segment. Like the guy he was in the ring with, at the end of the show, he gave them the AA or whatever, and they actually
Hmm.
cut that out of the SmackDown episode because Michael Hayes was the one who told them like, okay, at the end of this, give him an AA so they know you're still heel, and so they
Oh.
cut that part out of the final tape.
But yeah, so give that a listen. It's definitely worth your while if you're, into WWE history and John Cena, or just kind of wondered, like, why did he become so good, or where did he come from, his background, and all that type of stuff. So next up, 205 Live. Show starts with the highlight package of the Titus brand recruiting Tozawa and getting his title shot at Great Balls of Fire. Then we get a Jack Gallagher backstage interview with Dasha. Next is Jack Gallagher versus Brian Kendrick. Gallagher makes his way to the ring, and Kendrick is announced, and Gallagher's music plays again. Kendrick walks out dressed as Jack Gallagher and calls Gallagher a joke. Kendrick hits an elbow, and then gets Kendrick hits an elbow. Then he starts hitting Gallagher with the umbrella, and he gets DQ'd. And then Kendrick just gives him a beat down with the umbrella. Used two umbrellas on the beat down. Threw one into the crowd. Could have injured somebody. Luckily, he didn't. Drew Gulak promo on his loss last week to Mustafa Ali. Gulak says Ali got lucky, but his win reinforced his no-fly zone philosophy. Ali interrupts and accuses Gulak of not being able to high fly, and that's the reason why he's always trying to stop the people who can. Drew Gulak versus Mustafa Ali. Drew Gulak, he pushed he pushes Mustafa Ali off the turnbuckle while he was seated on top of it. Gulak then heads up to the top with his knees shaking the whole time. He attempts a splash but misses. Ali cradles Gulak and he gets the win. That was like this is one of the most entertaining things I've seen in a long time. Probably the best thing on 205 Live that they have is this little story right here. And the Drew Gulak trying to get on the top rope with his knee shaking. Oh my gosh, it was so freaking good. Noam Dar in the back is apologizing to Davari for destroying his $15,000 bag last week when he threw it in the river. Dar deflects the heat to Cedric Alexander and tells Davari that he should take his anger out on Cedric. Dar then starts to complain about Alicia Fox and her need to FaceTime and how it's running up his phone bill. Alicia calls. Dar answers the phone. He kind of is, rolling his eyes a little bit when Davari grabs the phone and hangs up on her.
Running up his
Davari,
phone bill. What is he? Does he live in 2004?
well,
I
he
mean, like
must
maybe
not
his
have.
data plan or
Yeah,
something.
he
Maybe
must
if
not
he,
have his data. Yeah, his
I
data
mean,
probably off the chart.
it's kind of weird. Yeah, like I mentioned that instead of my phone bill saying, "Hey, she's running up my data. She's killing my data, man."
Davari says that Noam Dar still owes him, and then he takes Noam Dar's phone and throws it against the wall. Next, we get Cedric Alexander versus Davari. Noam Dar comes down and distracts. Take your drinks. Cedric, which leads to Davari hitting the hammerlock clothesline to get the victory. After the match, Noam Dar beats down Cedric and proclaims their issue with Cedric Alexander are over. Then we get Neville. He comes down to the ring to cut an in-ring promo on Tozawa and how he will fall victim just like all the other challengers before him. Tozawa comes out and does his chant on the floor. Neville calls him an idiot. Tozawa makes his way into the ring and attacks Neville. Neville flees the ring while Tozawa stands tall doing his chant as the show ends. So the Tozawa Neville thing could be pretty good at Great Balls of Fire. They got Neville doing most of the heavy lifting since, all Tozawa does is this little chant and makes funny faces when, he doesn't understand. So I'm looking forward to that. Like I said, Drew Gulak, Mustafa Ali, that's a really good story. And maybe just Jack Gallagher and Brian Kendrick will be pretty good. I don't know what Brian Kendrick has up his sleeve, how many more outfits, English outfits he has, but it'll be interesting to see. So before we get into NXT, just want everybody to go support the Wrasslecast sponsors. Go to our page at www.cspn.us. Click on that. Get on there. There's a tab at the top that says support our sponsors. Click on that tab, support our sponsors at Amazon. Do your shopping like you normally would. And a little bit of what you pay in your Amazon bill will come back to us to keep the podcast free so we can keep doing this for you every week. So please support cspn.us and amazon.com. Do it
All right,
today.
all right, Don. Do you mind if we switch it up so that to give you a break? Because
Yeah, what you want to do? A little bit of
so Lucha
Lucha?
Underground.
Good.
I actually got to watch it this week.
Oh, all right.
All right.
See what you thought about it.
Okay. Adriante, do you watch Lucha Underground?
I do not.
Oh, I'm shocked. But anyway, it's a good show. You should check it out sometime. So Don, I figured out who Saltador was.
You figured out who was?
Saltador. Remember the guy who comes out in the checker?
Okay, yeah, gotcha.
He is the former Mariachi Loco.
Never heard of him, but okay.
Yeah, yes, you have. He was in the first season. He was the dude. He was like a mariachi. He was the guy that they found at the taco truck or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Out of the restaurant. Yeah, that dude. He was only around for like a few. He was only around like once or twice.
Yeah. He was the trumpet player guy.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that's who that is. Okay, so the show begins with Katrina calling out to Mil Muertes, telling him that it's time to take back his title. He says he'll do it for her, and he calls her my love. The two then start making out while Sami Callihan is looking on in disgust. And there's a lot of guys just like hovering around, just like watching, stalking their girl.
Yeah, there's a lot of leering going on in the back. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. I mean, this is a shadowy place. It is the temple.
Right. So there's a lot of shadows that you can hide in, right? Okay, so Veneno, who I found out is actually the former Cortez Castro.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, so Veneno versus Mil Muertes to start the show. And Vampiro's dumbass kills the gimmick right away. He's like, he looks like Venom from Spider-Man. I guess he wants to get sued, doesn't he? That was the gimmick. That was the joke. That was the gimmick, That he looks like Venom from Spider-Man, but he's not really.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you just gotta put it out there.
Yeah. So the match starts and Mil just starts wailing on Veneno. We get a nice cleavage shot of Katrina. Creepcast #. He continues to pummel
flag on him.
And did you know that on Unimas, her cleavage was always censored?
Well, that's amazing considering some of the things that they get away with on Mexican TV in the daytime.
Right. So he continues to pummel Veneno and eventually hits the flatliner for the win.
And Katrina makes it official with the lick of death.
Oh, yeah. Who was it, Vampire, or was it like Matt Striker who was like, I would take a beating just to get the lick of death?
It was Vampiro, aka Samuel Kalunga.
No. I'm not that creepy. Come on.
You just take a beating to take the lick of death.
Maybe it was a quick squash, we could do the finger poke of doom.
Do you take a flatliner?
No, I really would not.
It would be worth the lick.
I would take a rear end. I'll take that. So anyway, Paul London versus Vibora with Cobra Moon. The story here is that Paul is tripping, and he sees this man with the snake face, and he freaks out, thinking it's a real snake man. He loses his mind, grabs the carrot, and he carries to the ring and holds it to Cobra Moon's neck. Vibora takes control of the match. Paul London makes a comeback, does a trust fall, and misses him completely.
Yeah, he did.
But he still sold it anyway.
Well, Paul London sold that he had a freaking concussion.
God. So somehow Paul wins by countout. I don't know how this happened.
He stumbled around and got back into the ring, and Vibora gets up and tries to get into the ring when a member of the Rabbit Tribe holds his foot.
Oh, is that what happened? Yeah. See, I'm typing while I'm watching, so I miss a lot of stuff. Okay, that was actually pretty cool. Paul London is a trip. Did you see when he's trying to do the kung fu on him?
Yeah. I was really worried about his safety though after he missed that trust after.
What did Matt Striker say? There was no trust there.
Right.
Okay, so Taya versus Joey Ryan.
Oh goodness.
So at one point Joey Ryan has Taya up on the turnbuckle, And then he comes in like spanks her. I thought that was really weird. But then again, it's
We should
Joey Ryan, so.
we should send this match to Jim Cornette and see what he thinks about it.
Oh no, he hates Lucha Underground.
I know he
It's already
does.
been established. So yeah, so oh, and believe me, the gif of him spanking her that hit the ground, that hit the net immediately. There were gifs all over the place.
He's a good sleazeball, but he's awful for wrestling.
Yeah, he should do something else. Like I mean, it's kind of I don't know. I mean the people have already heard my thoughts on Joey Ryan. So yeah, so Taya hits a pretty good looking Northern Lights. Her Northern Light suplex almost rivals Alicia Fox's.
Almost, she doesn't have the legs, so
Yeah,
that's what makes Alicia so
but
good.
like she gets a pretty good snap at it.
Yeah, good bridge too.
Yeah, and then she does a double stomp for the victory. Nice. So Mil Muertes is washing up in the bathroom after he uses, does his business. He's in a suit. Timmy Callahan attacks him viciously with a chair. The two men fight, but Callahan manages to knock him out. He shouts at Mill that Katrina is his before smashing a chair on top of another chair that is resting on Mill's body. So did he kill him? Because we all know that Katrina can rise him from the dead.
It looked like it looked like he had to cross his windpipe there, boss, and then you heard that
Okay.
when he like the cherry hit him. So yeah,
So she'll just make him come back to life again. Okay, so another Ray and Johnny Mundo vignette that we saw, like the one we saw last week.
this one was different. This
Oh
one
no, it's
was
not the same one. I'm just saying it's another one.
yeah,
For
but this one was
after
like
the
sit
match.
downs between Chavo, Cage, Puma, and Matt Striker, and they were all talking about Johnny's strengths, Ray's strength, and then kind of who they thought was going to win. It's really cool. The build for this match is really dope.
Isn't Johnny Mundo John Morrison?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So
I heard that.
yeah, Sammy Callahan versus Killshot. The two men have actually a really good hellacious match.
Yeah,
Dur-
they freaking kill each other.
yeah, during the match, AR Fox is in the rafters like Sting. He gets on the mic and says they aren't finished. Sammy uses the distraction to gain a pinfall victory with his finisher, the cranial contusion. Um, it, I kind of felt cheated here because I wanted to see an actual ending to this match.
You did. You just had a little distraction in there.
No, okay, a distraction, a clean finish, a distraction-free finish. That's what I meant.
Oh, well, it's gotta remember. If you remember when the show first started, it started out with them both, like, what are you doing here? Da, 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 I came to follow you, blah blah blah. I'm here now, and they kind of hugged. So it kind of set the stage in the first thing you saw to what happened to be the last thing in the main event. So
Okay, but that didn't negate the fact that I wanted to see a clean finish. I wanted to see these
no,
two.
they don't
Come
write
on.
the show to what Samuel wants. They write the show to make sure
Or
it
you know what?
ties
They
in
should.
together. There's a lot of things they should do, but
So anyway, suddenly the lights go out. When they come back up, we see Katrina standing on the steps holding up the stone. She stares down Sammy, smirks a little bit, and we fade to black. But wait, there's more. So Dario Cueto is in his office hyping up next week's matches. The man he's talking to is dressed like Son of Havoc, and even has the same mask. We see him from behind. And so Dario asks him what his name is, and he says he's the son of Madness. Dario says he'll face Son of Havoc next week in the tournament, and he asks him where he should tell Melissa that he's billed from, and he says the open road. So this is very interesting. And in case you want to spoil it, Son of Madness is actually Johnny Goodtime from PWG. In case you ever watched PWG,
never heard of him, but I'll be looking forward to watching him wrestle next week.
aka Randy Rocket. I think he's also Randy Rocket. But yeah, he's okay.
Okay,
He's
just
a good
okay.
hand. He's a good hand.
He's not better than Son of Havoc though.
No. Son of Havoc is dope.
Yeah, Sylvan Havoc is really dope. I'm surprised Eva Lise isn't in this. Is she still in the company, or is she injured right now?
Oh, you have to remember that they filmed this like months ago. So
Yeah.
know.
So she might have been injured, right? Because she hasn't been
yeah,
on hardly any of
because I
these.
think like a few months ago when I was looking at her Instagram, she was hurt again. So maybe. So I haven't watched in a while. Like, is she still like hooked up with them and Helico and them, or did they all break up?
They haven't been on because they kind of haven't been doing the trios thing, and the trios guys moved on to Cobra Moon and her little band of people that they got right now. So they haven't even done anything with Angelico or Son of Havoc or Evilise. So
So Shane Strickland was
unfortunate.
on Wrestling Observer Live, and well, for one thing, he mentions that Killshot stole his moves. He also did confirm that there is going to be a Lucha Underground season 4, and they will start filming in the fall.
Well, aren't they? Don't they have like 7-year contracts?
Yeah, but come on, like, do you really think El Rey Network is going to last 7 years?
I don't know, dude.
Like,
Because
like
it's
they're always on they're like TNA. They're always on the verge that something might happen.
nah. I heard they got money. I heard they
That,
don't have.
that
They don't.
Robert
I heard
Rodriguez
they
money
don't
is not
have.
going to last forever.
Yeah, I heard they don't have the money issues that
No, they don't have the
TNA's
money
got.
issues. They have the rating issues, and it's just
Right.
like one
Right.
day Robert Rodriguez is going to say, "Why am I continuing to sink money in this?" And he's going
Well,
to pull the
that's the
plug.
reason why. That's the reason why they fought so hard to get on iTunes and Netflix to try to catch some of that subscription money.
That's what I'm saying. I'm worried. I'm always worried that something's going to happen to my show.
Well, what they got to figure out is how to tour it when they're not
Yeah,
when they're not
because they
but
were
it's
kind of doing tours, but then they weren't promoted well, like in the
right,
cities. Like, because like
right.
they had one in Houston, and like I don't know, they announced it like a week before it actually happened. Like that's not enough time.
But with the way that they do their TV, they don't really do their TV to even make it where you would even want to go see it live because it's like
Yeah,
I'd rather
because I'm
see the
pretty sure
TV.
I'm pretty sure they're spot shows that have nothing to do with the actual show.
Right. I'd rather see the TV with all the cool
So
glossy
you want them to like
stuff.
tour with like outside the temple.
Right.
Uh,
Right. So I don't know, man. I've heard that they're gonna be around
yeah,
every
because like
time.
because at the end of every season, it's like, okay, are they coming back? Even during this hiatus, people were like, oh my god, they might not come back.
No, everybody knows they're gonna once they start the filming, they're good. It's just that first time where they were having that
Because like
leave.
they had the like when they went on hiatus, they said, okay, we're going to come back on this date, and they didn't come back for months after that
Hmm.
original date. So that's why I was like, well, I don't know what's going on with these guys, and also like they cut ties with AAA or
Well, I was
something.
about to say, I think during that part of that time, the business with AAA was changing up. People were leaving out. Conan was leaving, and they had a couple of reshuffles and a couple of talents. A lot of talent was leaving AAA, so they
I think
they were
Sexy Star
having
retired. I think
yeah, they were having all types of kind of contract issues with people because the contracts were tied in together between AAA and Lucha Underground. So yeah, it was pretty messy there for a minute. Like Phoenix had to like change his name.
Pentagon Junior. Yeah,
Yeah, they had to do like a bunch of these name changes to get out of their contracts and not be up underneath the AAA, but still kind of keep their Lucha Underground. Yeah, it
it
was
was
it was
funny every
a
time
mess.
Pentagon changes his name. Uh, Lucha Underground finds some way to trademark it. Like Pat was like, no, we own that too. Okay, well now I'm this guy. No, we own that too.
Yeah.
It's like now he's like some Alta Penta or something like I don't know. He has some kind of weird name now.
So who knows? But yeah, Lucha Underground, their matches are great, fantastic. That main event was really good, even with the distraction finish.
Yeah, like hey, where'd she go?
She dropped off, man. Maybe we'll get her back.
Yeah, I was gonna tell her like she should try to watch it, find some way to watch it because it's actually like it's this is straight up like a soap opera that just happens to have wrestling, just
Yeah,
like the stories and
interspersed
stuff.
in it. Right.
Yeah,
It's on Netflix for all the people who have
yeah,
Netflix, so you guys can check that out.
yeah.
So then we're gonna go into a little bit of NXT. We've got starting off the show hot with the Velveteen Dream, Patrick Clark versus Ho Ho Loon.
Did you see
Velveteen
what I tweeted you that like someone makes their debut?
in next week.
Someone is it this one? Oh, it was
Oh,
this
oh,
one.
oh, oh! In a couple of weeks, yeah, you
I
said
thought it
that.
was.
Yeah.
See, I don't know how far ahead they are.
Oh, yeah, probably about 2 weeks
Oh,
usually.
okay.
Oh, yeah, I hope that's true, and I hope that it makes TV.
Oh yeah, because
And
it might not make TV right because they might
yeah,
just have it on.
yeah, it might be edited out. But if
So
this is, I'm gonna put the claim in now. She's all
okay. You can
Yeah,
have her.
yeah. Binky Blair, ladies and
Uh,
gentlemen.
Finn might have a problem with that though.
Well, me and Finn will just have to work out a deal.
All right, all right, go
But
ahead.
but anyway, the Velveteen Dream hits Jackhammer, follows that up with the big Macho Man elbow, and he gets the win. Patrick Clark is going to be somebody, folks. So just be patient. He isn't in a program yet. He's still kind of, getting his in ring down, his ring
Oh
walk
yeah,
down.
and by the way, I called this months ago. So
Actually, you called this maybe like last year,
was it last year? Gee, was it that long ago?
or actually when
Yeah.
he was in Tough Enough. Remember, he was
No,
like the
because
standout.
I had seen some of his matches when he was like in the Maryland Championship or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. I seen him there. I'm like this guy has it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So once he kind of gets this thing honed in with his gimmick and his promo, and they give him a real program or two, I can't wait. They show Asuka arriving to the arena in SUV, when all of a sudden they stop and they show Nikki Cross has jumped on the hood of the SUV, and it's just a windshield full of Nikki Cross. Asuka gets out, and security has to hold back Nikki and Asuka from getting in a confrontation in the parking lot. That was pretty cool. Next, we get Heavy Machinery and Authors of Pain in Regal's office. Regal makes a title match next week between Heavy Machinery and the Authors of Pain. Then we have Hideo Itami versus Oni Lorcan. Lorcan hits Itami with a running European uppercut right off the jump and follows with strikes. Itami is bleeding, and the ref stops in and stops the match due to Itami having a broken nose. Yeah, his nose was everywhere, swollen, bleeding. And this happened like the first thing he hit him with, like broke his nose, that first European uppercut. So we get Roderick Strong and we get Bobby Roode. They have a video package leading up to their big title match next week. We come back to the arena, and Hideo Itami makes his way back to the ring, and they resume the match. So we get Hideo Itami versus Oni Lorcan, part 2. This time, Hideo Itami, as soon as the bell rings, runs right across the ring and just blasts Oni Lorcan with like a big boot when he's in his corner. So this match starts off totally different than the last one did. Lorcan ends up hurting his knee, and the ref asks if he wants to continue. Oni Lorcan says yes. Itami then grabs Lorcan up into the fireman's carry. Hideo then gives Lorcan the GTS, and he gets the win. After the match, Hideo calls out Cassius Ono to the ring. When all of a sudden, Nikki Cross shows up on the apron. Alexander Wolf and Killian Dane hit the ring and attack Ono and Itami. After they clear the ring, Sanity cuts an in-ring promo. Then we get our main event, Nikki Cross versus Asuka for the NXT Women's title and the last women's standing match. They basically, fight. There's some spots with chairs. There's a nasty sunset flip power bomb that Nikki Cross gives to Asuka on the bedded chairs to the outside of the ring, and Asuka's head clips the edge of the ramp. It looked like she could have had a concussion. They, of course, brawl, through the backstage and everything, but um, Nikki Cross gets in the backstage by the announce table. She finds a ladder back there, so she puts Asuka on like one of those plastic tables at first and sets this ladder up. But then Asuka gets off, so they both climb the ladder, and Asuka gets up there, and Asuka suplexes Nikki off of the ladder through the NXT announce table. Asuka gets to her feet before the 10 count, and Asuka gets the win. This bump they took was huge. The announce table destroyed in a million pieces. It was really good drama because like Asuka got up at like 8, kind of stumbled, slipped, and then got up at 10. So really well done. Um, this might have been a record for the first time 3 major shows in WWE had women's matches as main events, and this was probably the best one out of all 3 of them. So really
Oh,
enjoyed
wow.
this match. Yeah, I really enjoyed this match. It was really good. NXT was really good this week, man. Check out that if y'all can find it, that Hideo Itami Orny Lorcan whole thing, man. That thing was like a shoot. Because like if you guys been following the storylines, like 3 weeks ago, Hideo Itami gave Oney Lorcan like three GTSs in a row, and so this was like the rematch. And I mean, literally the first punch he hits him with that European uppercut, and then the next thing you know, Hideo Itami just staggers back in the corner, and he touches his face, and there's blood in his hand, and blood all on this. Then Oney Lorcan like rushes him, hits him with like 6 or 7 punches in a row, so there's blood everywhere. And then the ref comes in, and then you see like they show up a close up of his face, and his eyes, his nose are all puffed up. It's like, oh, his nose is broke. So
Wow.
yeah, yeah, it wasn't as bad as like when Seth Rollins kneed John Cena, and like instantly you can see like his nose was all crooked, so you automatically knew it was broken.
Yeah.
But no, Hideo Itami, it was just really swollen and really bleeding. It had a nice little bruise on it too. So, but yeah, NXT's getting pretty ratcheting back up. They had a little lull there for a minute, but now that we're getting closer to a takeover again, starting to ratchet things back up. This Bobby Roode Roderick Strong match next week should be pretty good. Um,
Apparently, a former ROH alum popped up at the last NXT taping.
mm, I hope
Yeah.
it's
No,
Adam
it's not.
Cole,
It's not.
baby.
It's not.
Oh,
It's
it's not.
somebody.
Oh, I know who it is,
Yeah.
but he doesn't have his tag team partner, so I'm not
No,
quite as excited.
apparently he's on his way.
I hope so.
As is Adam Cole, baby.
I hope so. I hope because man, dude, if they come in, but see, you think that they would put them in 205 live though?
I just want a Kingdom reunion. I don't care about anything else.
Oh man, screw the kingdom.
Everybody except Matt Taven. Matt Taven can stay.
I'm talking about Red Dragon, man.
Oh no, no, I'm talking about the King. I'm just saying, like, if Adam Cole comes in, Adam
Uh,
Cole, Matt Hardy,
Adam Cole might
Michael
go
Bennett,
straight to the main though. He might not stop at NXT.
Mike Bennett, Maria, Matt Hardy, Adam Cole, the Kingdom, man, the OG Kingdom.
Yeah, the days of TNA going by.
That was ROH, sir.
Excuse me, RH. Excuse me, sorry.
Yeah, how dare you?
Speaking of RH, you were right, sir. Cody Rhodes is the new ROH champion.
Yeah, yeah. I told everybody.
Yeah, he's going into
That's his first world title, isn't it?
yes.
Nice.
He's going into this weekend with a chance to become the first ever ROH IWGP
Oh
heavyweight
wow.
champions at the same time.
We'll see.
Yes, we will see. Reminder: if you guys have Access TV, you will get your free taste Saturday night, 8 o'clock, from Long Beach, California. New Japan G1 special. I think it's 340 if you have direct TV. I don't know, what it is if you in your local cable market. But if you have Access TV, please find that on Saturday night. It will be an eye-opening experience because we're gonna have some kick-ass matches, um, and they're gonna be tournament matches because they got a new United States IWGP title that they're gonna be awarding when this weekend is over. So,
And also for some other ROH news, War Machine are now free agents. They're no longer they're no longer signed with ROH. So apparently, the rumor I'm hearing is NXT. Another rumor I heard was I'm actually staying in Japan. So I don't know.
where
Hampton Road.
your computer refreshed? Where was the second place you heard?
Oh, either NXT or New Japan.
They should probably go. If I were them, I'd go to New Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean they're
really
so
over.
over.
They're really over there.
Yeah, they're super over there.
Yeah.
And they kind of could have more freedom to do the type of matches that they do in New Japan than they would in NXT.
Right.
Yeah.
So they still have dates in Japan for now. So we'll see what happens. But
Yeah.
I really want them to stay there.
Yeah, like I said, that would be their best that'd be their best look to do. Just stay in Japan. Big guys get over in Japan. They had a good run during the summer or spring, early summer here, so that'd be their best business sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, are we done with the recap, the reviews and stuff?
Yeah, yeah. Did
Because
you hear that Impact bought GFW?
God, that fake company. Yeah.
It's just like the gold bars, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, did they want them for the gold bars?
They want them for all their titles, those cool title belts they got.
Oh God.
So I don't know, man. I haven't. Did you watch it? Did you try to catch
I
it?
I have not seen any impact in like months. That whole feud with Josh Matthews and JB, that really took me out of it because they just argue for the whole show.
It actually culminates this weekend.
God, why?
Slammiversary is this weekend. Return of Scott Steiner, folks.
Yeah, the big bad booty daddy.
That's right. To all his freaks out there.
Yeah. Now I wonder how he manages that and managing his Shoney's franchise.
Well, the schedule that TNA runs, I'm pretty sure he doesn't miss any time at the Shoney's.
Right. So if we're done with that, I wanted to talk a little bit about Glow. Did you watch it?
Of course, we did it. We watched it as a family. We used the hashtag AfterGlowcast. I want to give a big shout out to Queen Mel Mindy and Jupiter Julep. That was their creative. It was a lot of fun, and we had a whole weekend. We watched it on Friday and Saturday, 5 episodes each night.
So what'd you think?
I thought it was good. I don't really watch my television for like the in depth of political statements and stuff. So people are like, "Oh, I didn't like the way they just glossed over the stereotypes and blah blah blah." I don't really read that much into what I watch for entertainment. So, but I thought it was good. I thought the story was good. I like the way that they kind of showed the progression of Ruth trying to find something. Everybody else found something. It kind of came to them naturally. They could draw on whatever they naturally were, but she had a harder time. And out of a moment of kind of necessity, she kind of found something. And I kind of like the way that they went through with Liberty Bell, how she was like being standoffish until she went to the wrestling match and then had to talk with Steel Horse or whatever his name was.
God, Alex Riley.
Oh, that was Alex Riley.
Yeah.
And he kind of opened her eyes up to, hey, you don't
Oh,
necessarily
no, he
have
opened
to.
something else up too.
Yeah, he did. That you don't necessarily have to like the person, but at least when you're in the ring, you need to cooperate with them because for every good heel or for every good baby face, there's a great heel. And kind of got her kind of on board with working with Ruth and the idea that Sam had to kind of put those two out there as his lead match, his best match or whatever. So
I like
I
how
liked
like a friend of mine was like, "Wow, that show was so good. Let me go watch the actual Glow." I'm like, "No, don't do that." No. And then she ignored my protest and she did it anyway. She's like, "Wow, this is awful." I was like, "Yeah, you never seen
Yeah,
that? God, it
because
was awful."
they weren't really wrestlers; they were actresses. But the actual show was great because it kind of shows them having to learn and having to train and coming up with characters, and it kind of gives you kind of look into how wrestling works when Sam had that big script and Bash is in there and he looks at it and it's just like a play, like
Yeah,
a
it was
movie
stupid.
or
Yeah.
whatever. And he's just like, it's too complex. It's wrestling. It's simple. It's the types, stereotypes.
Right.
And then they kind of take off from there. So,
Yeah,
um,
I noticed one of the actresses, I think she said she was Indian, but she was playing an Arab.
mhm.
She comes on Mr. Robot.
Yeah, her
You ever seen that?
character gets major heat too.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah, in that particular in the match, when they actually make it to tape the show and she has her match, she gets major heat, real heat.
Oh,
They
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of
Okay,
showed that.
I did see that. Yeah, no, I saw the whole
Yeah,
thing. It's just like,
yeah.
but let me see.
When
She
you
was also in the she was in the Turn Down for What video. If you ever saw that.
I'm new to this Netflix thing, so like this like having the whole season just right there to watch like at one big time is kind of new. So like you kind of don't get to like the shows, they don't stick with you because it's just like boom 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 boom
Yeah,
boom.
that's why I'm like, if you told me something that happened, I'm like, oh well, I think I saw that because
Yeah,
I sat and watched it. Like I watched it in 2 days.
yeah, that's what we did. It was cool that Carlito um was in there a few
Oh
times.
yeah,
So
Dee
hopefully
favorite.
when Dee Dee gets a chance to come back, she can see him and have a moment or two.
God, Jesus.
Yeah, so I liked it. I thought it was great. I can't wait for season two and kind of looking forward to what they do, um, next, kind of where the story progresses from here.
Yeah, they should add more characters. I mean, not more characters, but at least more wrestlers. I mean, background
Right,
characters and stuff. Like no more main characters.
right, right. So
I
yeah,
did like how
everybody.
they had. Because did you ever watch the original Glow?
I vaguely.
It was like, you know how like they had the beatdown biddies
Mm-hmm.
in Glow, they were the housewives. It was the exact same gimmick.
Right, right.
And I like how they had that nod to them in there.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah. They basically used the main characters that were out front, like they called her welfare queen in the actual show,
Uh,
but Big Bad Mama. I
AKA
mean,
also Kong.
yeah, I mean it's the same thing though, you know what I'm saying? So and but they just kind of changed it up a little bit for the show. But yeah, if you remember the
Yeah,
characters are
and
kind of
also
all the same.
The Russian girl
Mm-hmm.
that what's her name
That
played.
yeah, that Ruth plays, right? Right. So yeah, it's just a good look into kind of how the business works, kind of from a nothing to something type of story. So my
Hey,
man
is that
Bash checks
Sonya?
me out.
Is that Sonya girl in NXT? Is she the MMA girl or whatever?
Yeah, Sonya Deville. Yeah.
She had a different name, didn't she?
She did, but I can't remember what it was. But yeah,
Like the Antonia or something like that.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I'm trying to see if I'm not tripping. If that's actually the same person.
yeah. That's her. Hmm.
Okay, is she still awful?
Hey, she's getting a little bit better.
Okay, so yes. Okay,
Her catchphrase is pretty cool though.
no, it's not. I've heard that. That's stupid. God, I hate
Put,
that.
put your hair up and square up. I like
So
it.
dumb. Like,
Oh, I like it
God, it's awful. It's the
because
worst thing I ever heard. It's so
you know,
cringeworthy.
you know what she's there for.
She's there to get her ass kicked. Yeah.
No, she's there to do the ass kicking. She's pretty. Now the actual MMA part. Oh yeah, she's real good. It's just she's just got to get her timing for the wrestling part down. But yeah, applying and putting you into different moves. Oh yeah, she's real good.
Okay.
So shout outs at this point in time. Got anything else you want to add? Anything else you saw that was cool, indie wise or anything?
No, I haven't really seen anything.
All right.
So yeah, you go ahead.
Well, I'd like to give a shout out to our guest who had to drop off. She couldn't stay to the end of the call, but Ejante, thank you for joining us here on the Wrasslecast this
Yeah.
evening.
Thank you for
I'd like
coming on with us.
to give a shout out to Dee Dee Jonay out there living her best life somewhere with a tropical drink in her hand.
Hanging out, old lady gang probably.
Yeah, I think this was a family trip. I think so. It was like her fam was out there doing big things. So have fun, be safe, and we'll hopefully maybe talk to you next week. There will be a Twitter poll going up to name the hashtag for Great Balls of Fire. So the suggestions that I got, I will be putting them to a Twitter poll. They will be up all week, and we will announce the winner next week when we preview Great Balls of Fire. I'd like to give a shout out to Classic, give a shout out to Magna Prime, give a shout out to Keishno H. I'd like to give a special shout out to Jason Max.
We need to have Keisha No H on the show at some point again.
Si, senor. Jade to the max. Just if you guys are a praying type, just say a prayer for her. She had a death in her family over the past week, so thoughts are out to her. All the
Who
members of the Glow and everybody who came out to the hashtag after Glowcast, we appreciate it. There's anybody else? Oh, the guys over at Go Get Over, Joey and Chris, guys that are here that, in North Carolina that I hang out with and watching the old 605 Saturday night shows for their podcast every week. That's been a lot of fun for the past few months. And I think that's it, Sam. Oh, gotta give one more shout out to Cassie Strong Style, JPK Moto. It's her birthday on the 3rd. It's my birthday on the 1st. My mom's birthday too. So give a big shout out to my mom on our birthday.
What are you planning on your birthday?
We're gonna have this huge crab broil, and I'm gonna be watching New Japan and NASCAR on the tablet. Hopefully, Dale Jr. wins in Daytona. It's got a lot of stuff going on Saturday night for me personally.
Nice. So since you mentioned your podcast, I'm gonna go ahead and slip mine in there as well. So, have you finished?
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Okay,
You're,
cool.
sorry.
All right, so apparently, Miss Lady Nikki on Twitter, Lady Nikki on YouTube. You should check out her stuff. It's great. She and I have started a podcast together. We still don't have a name. Right now, it's just Sam and Nikki's unnamed podcast. We don't have a name for it yet, so we're
You should
leaving it
go
to
with
y'all.
what she said: lariats and leg drops. So, wasn't that what she said when it first
There
started?
were a bunch of them. Yeah.
I think that one works. The alliteration that works well. Nikki, I'm with you on that one. Lariats and leg drops.
So yeah, so we're trying to put her to a poll. So we're gonna see what happens there. Let's see. So shout out to her, of course, and you can find that on YouTube. There's a link that I'm gonna have pinned on my Twitter page. So go to Twitter, Reckless Mage, and also Lady Nikki's Twitter is LADIIE_NIKKI. So you should check it out there as well, and give our show a listen. Tell us what you think. Any comments or questions that you might have, just holler at us. And so that's going to be about it. We'd like to thank our guests for coming on. Thank you to Don for having patience because I had something to do at work that kept me from coming on like right away. So thanks a lot, buddy.
Oh, no problem, man. I'm off tomorrow, starting my holiday/birthday weekend, so it's all good.
All right. And shout out to Classic, of course. Shout out to Paige Turner because I know she's out there somewhere listening.
Shout out to JoJo, man. I'm gonna give a shout out to JoJo. We haven't had a chance to say #say yes to JoJo ever
She
since
hasn't posted anything to say
the Bray
yes to.
Wyatt thing, man. She hasn't posted anything to say yes to, so I'm gonna just give a say yes to JoJo shout out just because.
Right.
It's needed out here in these Wrasslecast streets.
All right. Okay. So I think that's about it. Unless you have anything else.
Stay tuned to a parting promo.
All right. And we are out.